Rayna.
Hi, Davy.
Hey, what do your God bumps feel like?
Oh my goodness. I have so many different kinds. Like when I'm with clients, I'll get
Mhm.
like, tingling down my arms. Sometimes it's just an overall kind of euphoria,
Well,
like
I'm getting them right
yes,
now.
like my gut just says yes, when they hit on something that is profound truth.
hmm
That's what brings on, I call them goddess bumps,
Okay.
myself. They feel, they feel that way, to me. So that's one way I experience them.
hmm
Another way is when I again going back to when something is pure truth
hmm
and let's go with it. To me, that's really spiritual guidance talking, sending messages.
hmm
And I'll just explore those messages because sometimes, well, they're always coming from the person's higher self,
hmm
through those channels, those higher channels.
Yeah.
And they're speaking to them either like through gut feelings or maybe, auditorily. I get
hmm
a lot of, clairaudient messages,
hmm
clairvoyant messages with pictures,
hmm
just whatever way comes through for that particular person. And I'll share that with them. And a lot of times they will come up with their own, oh, that's what this means, their own aha
mm
moments.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I want to instill in people is those moments, because that's more powerful than me doing a reading and telling them what I'm getting
Sure.
at
Sure.
times. If they're really stuck, of course I will, and I'll validate those feelings they're having too. Um, and so a lot of it is just the energy that I'm emitting with them and helping them experience their own God bumps.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Some people call them truth bumps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Whatever you call them, those
Yeah.
are words. It's the feeling, the experience, the depth and where that's moving people in their lives, whether it's, for better health or relationships or career changes
hmm
or releasing work or releasing resentments from the past. I mean, it just incorporates just every level of that person's being, basically. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so what do these God bumps feel like emotionally?
Well, a lot of times they can come out in crying, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a release. It can be first maybe some anger or frustration energy that needs to be released. Uh, Emotionally, and physically they really work together. Mind body is so connected, as we all know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where a lot of the emotional releasing and God bumps show up,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in those the crying especially, and getting to the root fears of where people are stuck or their
Mm-hmm.
trauma from their childhood or from a past life or wherever it's coming from. So we get down to the root cause of why they're stuck, and
Mm-hmm.
it's that God bump energy that releases them into their next dimension of where they need to go in life. So
Cool.
that's where I'm at right now in my own
Yeah.
life. So I know it
Yeah.
works. It
Yeah. So,
really.
yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Besides when you're doing readings with people, how often do you receive God bumps?
Oh, all the time. And it's not just readings, because I separate myself from a psychic in that I am psychic. We all are, and we're all intuitive. But because of my training as a therapist, I want to really get to causation as
Mm.
well. And so, to me, that is where we're moving. So, did I answer your question? I'm not sure.
Well, besides when you're doing readings, when you're just by yourself.
Oh yeah, when I'm
Yeah.
by myself. Okay, this is what happens for me. I'm listening to what God is directing
Mm-hmm.
me in my own personal life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will receive God bumps and aha and messages on just a regular basis. I call it a walking meditation because
Yeah.
it's like I cannot turn it off unless I say, okay, I need a break.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's where that's
Yeah.
at.
Okay, so how old were you when you first started getting these God bumps?
Well, I was quite young, and that my father died when I was 9, and so I was continually kind of picking up on messages going on in the home and how I was feeling about them, and I was stuffing a lot of my upset feelings because in my household you weren't allowed to have feelings. You
Mm,
had to just pretend everything was okay and just move on. I would never really consciously known my dad was ill, except I would see things going on and I would hear things going on.
mm,
Um, so I was young, and I started connecting with him from the other side when he passed away, and it was just it would give me comfort, and I would feel love. So to me, those were the God bumps I was getting through connecting with him, was the
so
love feelings.
yeah, so it was like a pretty early age, around 9,
Very
huh?
early, very
Yeah.
early. And I think that set me on my course to become a therapist because
Hmm.
I had decided to become a dental hygienist because in my mind, that's what would make my family happy. And I
Hmm.
did that. I
Hmm.
really worked hard and I became a hygienist
Hmm.
for a couple years. But then I had an awakening. I had God bumps when the doctor told me that there was nothing physically wrong with my hands. When I went in, they were getting stiff, and I was
Hmm.
like, what's going on? And I was only 24. And so then I had an awakening, and you'd say I could feel the God bumps in my whole body saying, you're on the wrong path. If you
Mm.
keep doing this, your body's telling you you're going
Yeah,
to hurt yourself. So
cool.
even though I worked another 10 years as a hygienist, I went back to school like right
Mm.
away to become a therapist. And so I was listening to my God bumps guide
Yeah,
me where I needed to go for my highest and best good
right,
and how I could serve the planet.
right.
It's really a
Yeah,
big part of God bumps
yeah, yeah.
is coming into your divine purpose.
Well, I'm getting some
And
God bumps on that
yeah,
one.
and I wrote a book about that. Well, not the whole book. I wrote a chapter in my friend's book,
Uh-huh.
and I could probably show it to you if you want to see it. But anyway, it's called Authentic Alignment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so when you're by yourself,
yes.
is there anything that brings them on every time, like a certain music or a certain thought or a certain picture or anything? So to help you invoke them?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Thank you.
Um, Usually like when I'm out in nature and
Hmm.
I'm looking at flowers and I'm
Okay.
at the ocean and I'm connecting with, say, the dolphins,
Uh-huh.
the whales,
Yeah.
that really brings them through for me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so how long do they last? How long does the God bumps last? I mean, like
Um,
a few seconds, a
well,
few hours, or what?
it just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
And like when I'm with a client, like I'll move on from one set of God bumps to another. It goes kind of like, quickly sometimes because they're moving through their issues
Hmm.
session, but I can hold on to them for days.
Wow,
I
cool.
get into an altered state of consciousness and they keep coming and coming and I
Yeah,
keep getting higher and higher,
yeah.
and it's really a great feeling. And then then I'll notice I'll start to kind of crash a little bit. I get triggered the other way, you know, like
Yeah,
like if I'm with my husband and he's saying no, 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 no
yeah, sure.
to everything I'm talking about, it's like I can start getting kind of sinking into a heavy feeling,
Yeah. Okay.
opposite of the God bumps.
Yeah. Okay. So when you're like neutral,
Yeah.
okay, can you invoke them without anything else? Just
Oh yeah.
just
Thoughts.
manifest them.
Oh yeah, through
Okay.
your thoughts. I mean, that's
Just
the power. You
yeah.
have your own thoughts, and so you can invoke them anytime, anywhere. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the beauty of the God bumps. You don't have to have somebody else around to do it for you.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a great interview, Rayna. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. And yeah, I can see that you're following your God bumps, and that's what it's all about. So
It is.